UFC Fight Night Hill versus Roundtree is coming up this weekend, and today, guys, I have the complete betting guide with timestamps if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. We are going to be going through an important betting note, the channel betting recap, confident picks, underdog opportunities, fights that I believe you should not be betting on, my personal lock of the week, and then we're going to close the video out with a little bit more of a unstructured part of the video, that being looking for any props and finding any parlays. Guys, if you'd like to skip any part of the video, timestamps will be there if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get started, guys, with the channel betting recap, and I am happy to say we had a nice little clean sweep over here. For UFC Atlanta, we had one fun parlay and then one two-fight parlay for the official play that we did have for the channel. One with Octagon 72 bout within that. So the fun parlay, Rose Namajunas, Michael Chiesa, Makhmudmuradov. Guys, Makhmudmuradov is someone to pay attention to over in Octagon. Little bit of a step down in competition, but he's been performing very nicely over there, and I thought he had good odds. I almost wanted to bet on him just by himself, but I threw him in the fun parlay, but the fun parlay is obviously for fun. I literally just throw $5 at it, but hey, it hit. We did good. And then for the official play that we had, 1-2 fight parlay with both Ricky Simón and Rodolfo Bellato to win. I was supremely confident in both of them to get the job done. And of course, like what happened with Rodolfo Bellato, you know, he pulled an Aljamain Sterling and we were left with just Ricky Simón. So not too much to profit from there, but hey, we got the job done, okay? If you guys would like to either support the channel or see where I'm putting my money where my mouth is, because I talk a lot about betting on this channel, you can check out the channel membership in the pinned comment, description down below, or right next to the subscribe button. Every single Friday or Saturday morning, depending on whether or not I'd like to bet on Friday fights, I'll be posting a community members post along with a members only video explaining exactly what I'm doing with my money. If you guys like to support the channel or see that, I'd appreciate that. Check it out. Very cheap compared to other channels. Additionally, a tool that we use on the channel, OddsJam. If you'd like a discount over there, you can get a discount at the pinned comment description down below using my link and code Clenbat. Let's get into the video, guys. A little bit of a long intro over there, a couple minutes, okay? Let's get started with the confident picks. The first confident pick I have for you is going to be Irina Alexieva. Guys, I don't like that I just watched Claudia Segula come into the UFC and give up, and at least Russian Ronda will come in there with killer intent. On top of that, something that I have been following is the more marketable fighter is more likely to lose, and that is going to be Claudia Segula. So Irina Alexieva is a confident pick of mine to get the job done. Continuing on, we have Oban Elliott. I believe Oban Elliott was a confident pick in the previous betting guide video that he was in, but I know that we've had a lot of really fun and great Asian prospects coming into the UFC. I'm not seeing anything personally from Seo Kyung Ho, and Oban Elliott is improving every single time that we see him. He is not even in his prime yet. I think he's going to get the job done. I think he's going to look good, and I think that the dude is hungry for a win. So Oban Elliott is another confident pick of mine. Finally, the last confident pick I have for you guys is going to be Curtis Blades. He's taking on Rizvan Kuniev, who is making his UFC debut, and here's the way to look at it, guys. You're taking on one of the best heavyweights in the entire world. I have always said that Curtis Blades would be champion if he didn't have his chin issue. That's something to worry about, though. If you're going to bet on a Curtis Blades fight, you have to worry about his chin. But Curtis Blades loses when it matters. This fight doesn't matter. I'm talking like title eliminator or actual title fight. This is not one of those fights, so Curtis Blades is going to get the job done. Okay? But honestly, guys, Curtis Blades should be like a better fighter, just period, okay? Let's continue on to a couple underdog opportunities that I have for you guys. These are not necessarily bets that I'm going to make, not necessarily picks of mine. I just like these fighters for the value that they're at, and the first one is going to be Azat Maxim. Guys, he is a very, very capable fighter in himself, and we have seen Tagir Ulanbekov fade. I'm just saying, it wouldn't shock me if he ended up getting a one-up on Tagir, because I like what I've seen from Azat so far. I think he's going to have a bright future. He's a very, very fun prospect to watch. I'm not completely convinced that Tagir Ulanbekov is with the top of the division. I'm still picking Tagir to win the fight. It just wouldn't shock me if Azat Maxim was the guy to actually upset that. Let's continue on to the next underdog opportunity, and that's going to be Ismail Nurdiev. I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video my important note. We're fighting in Baku, of course, and when the UFC tends to go to these areas, you get a little bit of bias from the judges, and this is why Ismail Nurdiev is one of my is one of the underdog opportunities that I have for you over here. So I'll just mention it right now, guys. It's very important to note to be very, very careful with cards like this. You'll see a lot of robberies, things like that, okay? If there's close fights, they'll give it to a fighter that the crowd can kind of cheer for. We've seen it happen. Just be careful, okay? But anyways, Ismail Nurdiev. I worry about his gas tank, and I worry about the experience that Jung Young Park has fought. He is a very, very good fighter. I could see it being a very competitive fight, and them just giving it to Ismail. I could very well see that, but his technique is great. We just need to see a little bit of improvements in the cardio. I think he is very capable of winning this fight. So Ismail Nurdiev is another underdog opportunity that I have for you guys. Let's continue on to a few fights that I believe you should not be betting on. The first one being the Iron Lady taking on Melissa Mullins. They both suck. Don't bet on it. It's one of those WMMA fights, okay? Let's continue on to Miktabek Oralbai versus Tofik Muziev. This is just because of Miktabek Oralbai, and he's coming back from his performance against Mateusz Rebecki, which was one of the most brutal wars we have seen in a long time for the UFC. Miktabek Oralbai proved that he belongs in with the top of the division, or not necessarily at the top of the division, but you get my point. He's an amazing fighter. All the heart in the world. But when you have a fight like he just went through with Mateusz Rebecki, you have to worry about when he comes back. Is he going to be hesitant to take damage? Is he okay after fights? Sometimes the fighters come in, they're not themselves. They don't want to go through that same type of war again. He could be still great, don't get me wrong. I'm just worried about that. I want to see him perform well after the crazy damage that he just took from that fight. Man, when you fighters have gone through like crazy wars like that, there's a saying among fighters of something along the lines of like, you can only do that so many times. He might just show up and not be the same guy. For that reason, I'm going to wait before I bet on Miktabek Oralbai. I actually like him in this bout, but again, I want to see him perform and have a good performance before I'm back on the train, okay? Next up, and I've had a couple comments in my full card breakdown disagreeing with me on this, and hey, feel free to disagree. I have no clue what's going to happen in this fight. I think it is a complete 50-50. You have two great contenders. I know Fiziev has lost 3 in a row, but there's a couple things we could break down about that. I just think they are two phenomenal lightweights, two phenomenal contenders, two guys that can beat each other. If they fought 5 times or fought 10 times, they'd beat each other 5 times. That's what I think. I think they're both great. I have no idea what's going to happen in this fight, so I am going to avoid this one. Let's continue on to the final fight that I believe you should not be avoiding, and that's Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. Here's the thing. Khalil, he is the more technical fighter, okay? But I could just see Jamal Hill walking forward and putting a pace on him and kind of like beating Khalil Roundtree to the punch. And then Khalil won't be able to like sit down and really blast off that technique that he likes to. But then again, I could also see Khalil Roundtree just picking apart Jamal Hill. People forget, man. Khalil Roundtree, when he fought Alex Pereira, he took a good 2 rounds off of him. He was beating him in the striking match. And that really says something. You have 2 really good contenders right here. 2 guys with great experience against high level. I'm not comfortable betting either way on this one, personally. Maybe, like, I can see, like, they're both really tough guys. Maybe, like, an over 1.5, depending on what the round lines are like that. But this fight, I personally wouldn't bet on. But let's continue on, guys, over to the lock of the week. The fight on the card that I believe has the closest or best chances of winning. And I'm not feeling, here's a problem with this one, is I'm not feeling lock for this, okay? Like, last week, I ended up picking Rodolfo Bellato. I felt lock on that. I was like, this guy has to fall for this dude to lose. Joshua Van previously. I'm not like that confident in this, but out of every fighter in the card, this is the fighter that I'm most confident in. It's going to be Muhammad Naimov. I am kind of at the point with Muhammad Naimov where I know if I want to bet on this guy, he's going to really, really fight for your money. Bogdan Grad looks great so far, but Muhammad Naimov, he's already in his short UFC career. He has racked up so many great performances, 3-round performances against great competition. He is a very complete fighter. He's not afraid to cheat. That I hate that, but you know, fence grabs, eye gouges, nut shots, things like that. He's not afraid to do that. He'll get the win. Plus, you have Baku probably wanting him to win. So that I think that of everybody on the card, Muhammad Naimov is most likely to win. A little bit of a favorite over here. He's in his prime. He's been looking good, man. Even in his loss, like, it happens, but I like Muhammad Naimov in this matchup, and this is a bet that I'm considering placing myself. Now, let's continue on, guys, to the more unstructured part of the video where we take a look at some props, if we can find any parlays. Let's see what we can do over here, okay? What do we got? Let's see. Any over-unders? We have Muhammad Usman and Hamdi Abdel Hawab, over 2.5. Nah, nothing really screams out over here. 1.5 for Grad and Naimov. Not bad, but minus 240. No, thank you. Is there anything? What? Oh, I was about to say Tracy Cortez. Over 2.5. Minus 833. Oh my god on that. But anyways, we're not going to be taking a look at that card. Okay, Khalil Roundtree Jr. and Jamal Hill over 2.5 at minus 111. I don't hate that. They're two very, very, very tough guys. that's something that I would consider hitting. I'm interested to see what the 1.5 line is. Over 2.5 for Curtis Blades and Rizvan Kuniev. No, staying away from that one. No, thank you. Nicholas Mott and Azim Sadikov. I don't mind minus 140 at 1.5. But again, guys, I'm a big fan of 1.5s and not 2.5s. I like the safety in that scenario. But let's see what we can do with the parlays right here, guys. Is there anything that we can work with for the fun part of the video that we have going on over here, okay? Let's just pick the card. We're going to pick Blades, Usman, Alex Siva, Junyan Park, Skip, Muhammad Naimov, Nazim Sadikov, skipping that one too, Oban Elliott, Tagir Ulanbekov, Miknebek Oralbai, and Khalil Roundtree. We're picking a lot of favorites this time, guys, but you're not going to get much for even $10 on this one. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. I don't know why I had to do the math for $10. But what can we actually put together, okay? Curtis Blades, big favorite, and this is where I'm having a little bit of an issue because I don't love this card for betting. I'd like to bet on Muhammad Naimov, but I would like to get a little bit better odds with him. So I might do Muhammad Naimov just by himself. And I also like Curtis Blades and maybe Irina Alexeva. I don't mind them together, but I can see the problem is I could see both of them just fumbling here. I could see that. They should win the fight, but Curtis Blades has disappointed us before, and this is WMMA. Anything can happen. So kind of like just Muhammad Naimov. Maybe we can boost it up with Oban Elliott a little bit. I don't mind that at 170. Not bad at all, honestly. If we're going to stick with a parlay, maybe that's the best one to go about it, but I'm less confident in Oban Elliott than I am in Blades and Alex Siva. Dude, Claudia Segula is so bad. But then again, I say, what I say is about Vanessa, I think about, when this type of stuff happens, Vanessa Demopoulos, Telly to Alan Carr. It's okay, Demopoulos is bad, but Alan Carr is bad. And that's kind of my same logic over here. So I don't know, man. It's a little bit of a tougher card to bet. I liked last weekend's for betting a lot more, but I am feeling good about Naimov. Honestly, I might just play it as is over here. I think Naimov is probably the best chance that you have on the card. But yeah, even the odds are saying for Vasev and Bahamondes, don't bet on. If you want to pick some favorites, you could pick Oban Elliott together. It's kind of gonna be the same thing. If you want to avoid WMMA, them together, that's good money. But someone's bound to drop the ball on that, guys. It's a little bit of an interesting week, so let me know if there's anything that you guys are going to be doing. Let me know what you think about the card down below. Thank you very much for watching. Check out the full card breakdown right here if you are interested. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, everybody.